Hello, everybody, and welcome into another exciting episode of Bloody Good Horror. My name's Eric, and I'll be your host for this evening, where we will be reviewing The Strangers, Chapter 3. John, who knew poops have 3 chapters? I guess we don't know. Joining me tonight, first up from the Bay Area of San Francisco, please welcome Rachel to the show.
What's up?
Next, I gave you San Francisco tonight, you know?
I know.
Next up,
I guess we are on a poop thing. Like, I get
well, maybe that's what it was. From Manhattan, New York City, please welcome John to the show.
There's no poops here.
And
Poop
last
free.
up tonight, from the bucolic cornfields of Indiana, please welcome Casey to the show.
Hello.
The other thing you guys have a lot of, if I recall from our drive-through, was windmills, which I didn't expect. Like within the cornfields, we saw.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, we got wind farms all over. There's lots of space here.
Yeah, and now you're the national football champions or whatever. Look at you. You know?
Not in Indiana.
That was
Oh,
the-
yeah, the Hoosiers, the college
that was the
football
thing that
champions.
happened
Casey.
6 weeks ago. You know,
Yes.
sure.
Boy.
It's all come together.
Well, I went to the Colts, and they're not champions of anything for a long time. So
That's fair. That's fair. I'm so bummed after watching this, John. I don't even know what to
Yeah,
say to you right
you
now.
really came out of the gate with your review. I feel like don't
Yeah.
step on it too
Yeah,
much.
Poop.
I mean,
Let's get to it, I guess. Let's take a quick break and talk about Strangers, Chapter 3. More like Crapter 3. Am I right, John?
Oh my
wow,
god. Oh my
Wow.
god.
Hey, you're reaching. Did you wait? You played the word of the day music, but I think you're supposed to play other music.
Oh, but John, the people who listen to the show on the other side won't know that. So
Oh,
now you just sound
interesting.
stupid.
You're just confusing those of us who are making the show with you. No problem.
it's called magic.
Feel better now? I won't put this in the show, so then I'll be even more confused.
Now I feel great. Now I can do the show. I wasn't gonna be able to think straight.
And here we are, John. Talk about The Strangers, Chapter 3. We were talking pre-show about you putting your business hat on a little bit later in the show for something I want to discuss. I actually need you to put your business hat on for this as well, because
Oh God.
Hey,
I
John
can't imagine
prefers
this-
to be called business.
your business hat. I just can't imagine that this one getting dumped to streaming was where they hoped this revival would go.
Well, it definitely went theatrical.
Did it really?
yeah,
No,
it
I heard. I didn't think it did. Okay. Interesting.
Hold on. I'm like pretty sure it got
For
at
like
least-
3 seconds.
For
I
some
think
reason
it's
they
like
were
a very
like-
limited, I think.
It got. I mean, well, it did 9 million domestic. Like that's not nothing.
This chapter did?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on Box
God.
Office
Oh
Mojo.
my god. So it did better than The Bride?
No, sorry.
no.
That's the gross total. The domestic opening was 3.4.
That is pretty gross.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
What is
look,
it? Wait, John. Like I'm 5. What's the gross total versus you mean like over the number of weeks it was out, all around the world?
So worldwide, it's done 9.1, and domestic
the-
it's done 8.5.
Got
So
it.
sorry, gross is just like the.
But the
it's
opening was
total.
3.
The opening was like 3.4.
Even that is shocking.
Here's the thing. I think they made this for like not a lot of money. They
I'm
also,
positive.
from what I remember, they made all 3 of them at once.
Yep.
And so if you like look at this as like one piece of business across these 3 films, they did fine. Like no one's sad.
That makes me upset.
Well, the first film
I
paid
want the
for all 3
people-
of them.
I
would
want
be
them to suffer.
not knowing a ton, but I think that's probably fair to guess. Yeah.
Will we ever get a win as a society again, John? That's what I'd like to know. All right, John. Speaking of winning, please bring us the word of the day.
Eric, today's word. Triptych. TRIPTYCH. triptych, a picture or relief carving on 3 panels, typically hinged together side by side and used as an altarpiece. It can also sort of more, I guess, colloquially, I can never say that word right, a set of 3 associated artistic, literary, or musical works intended to be appreciated together. Triptych.
I love appreciating things.
It comes to us from, well, it says the English, tri and diptych, although I think all this stuff comes from Greek originally. I don't know. In any event.
Are
Triptych.
you arguing with the internet, John? The internet.
Yeah, well, I had looked at another source earlier and it said Greek, but now it doesn't. So here we are. It's the 3rd thing in a 3-thing series. They very helpfully called them chapters 1, 2, and 3, so we shan't be confused.
The gentle shade is the most cutting.
I think I discussed, as we discussed briefly last week, never saw chapter 2. And I watched chapter 3 without watching chapter 2.
I love that. I saw chapter 2 and I immediately was lost, and nothing happened in chapter 2. So
I will say, I used ChatGPT to sort of like summarize the first 2 films. I'd seen the first one. It was like, just remind me what's going on here. And I was like, feel
John,
free to
can I
spoil.
teach you a little trick that doesn't involve ChatGPT?
What's that?
All you do is go to Wikipedia and you go to the plot section, and it reads it beat for beat what happens.
But it's
in
too
every movie.
long. My problem with the
No.
Wikipedia plots are they're just way too detailed. I'm like, give it to me in like, a paragraph.
It's pretty light on this one.
Oh,
To
is
be
it?
fair. Yeah, just like a few paragraphs.
Okay. Yeah. In any event, that's it. ChatGPT is basically just digesting Wikipedia for all of us most of the time, anyway.
Basically,
so-
in Reddit.
Yeah, and Reddit, yeah. No, so what's the setup here is we've got, I'm just going to flip over so I get the character names correct. We've got Maya, Madeline Petch, Madeline. Maya, she has survived the first 2 chapters. The second chapter ends, she's like in an ambulance accident, I believe. And that accident effectively kills. They give the strangers names. There's Scarecrow, he's the guy.
Pinup
And then
Girl.
there's Dollface, and is the other one called like Baby Doll or something?
Pinup Girl.
Pinup Girl. Pinup Girl's the one who died. Okay.
Spoilers.
Well, don't we know that at the end of the second one?
Is it a spoiler?
Yeah, it's how the second one ends.
Yeah. So that's
I understand why you forgot.
No, but no. Casey said spoiler, and I'm like, wait, but that was. I'm trying to just set up the third one here.
Hey, you haven't seen the second one yet.
I'm trying to just live, John.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
fair.
saying?
So all right, so we now have Maya. She has like escaped from the hospital. She's on the run. She's being pursued by Scarecrow and Dollface. And we should set up Sheriff. What's happening? I'm trying to read
It sounds
the
really
character
dumb when you
names.
say the names, and I like it.
We should set up Sheriff Rotter. Is the other sort of important character. He's the sheriff of the town in Oregon, where all of this is happening. I mean, we're just spoiling this, right? Like, I'm gonna like say some things that are
Yeah.
spoilery, but like also revealed pretty early on. It is revealed in the first act of chapter 3. Sheriff Rotter is the father of Scarecrow. Scarecrow, right? I keep saying it, and it sounds ridiculous when
No,
I say
it's
it.
you got it. Nailed
That's
it.
It
like
is.
the Batman character, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Killian Murphy. And,
Yeah, he looks whatever. All right. So Sheriff Rotter is the father of Scarecrow. He has known that his kid was basically a murderer since he was like little. We see a scene where the dad is like in a courtroom and the kid has killed another kid, but is like getting remanded to the father's care because he's a sheriff by the judge. Seems implausible, but fine. Now, and so basically the whole setup, or what is very sort of like plot dumped on us, is that the sheriff has basically just been like hiding the crimes of the son
His
and
son.
pinup girl, who is his girlfriend.
And by the way, the town-wide conspiracy that's been teased for now 2-ish movies is not anything.
No, well, the only conspiracy, it's not even a conspiracy. It's like the dad protecting the son.
It's like
And
Dexter.
his whole rule is like you can't kill anyone from the town. So like the
And the
people in
reason why
town-
the town folk are like shifty is that they sort of know, but not really. Like they just know there's murders, but it's always outsiders, so they don't really poke at it too much. But they don't seem to know who it is. They just know the town's
again
got a history.
I'll just say it up front. Feels implausible that this many people would be murdered in this town just passing through, and like
And
no one would ever get
notice.
wise.
They just know that Richard Brake playing a cop seems fishy.
Huge red flag. Immediate red flag. So that's basically the setup. The rest
He's
of
got the
movie-
face of a hill person, is what I kept thinking during this movie.
That's mean. I wasn't going to say anything about anyone's appearance. I actually do have somewhat of an appearance.
Like not a
that we
cop.
discuss
You know what I'm
later.
saying? Like if I got in that car, I'd be like, this doesn't seem right.
Maybe a cop in the hill for the hill people.
Yeah.
Oh,
What are you
okay,
talking
all
about?
right.
Yeah.
I guess hill people have cops too.
I guess the other
Hill people can be whatever they want to be.
So this film, like the previous,
Listen, I can say that my hometown literally has hill in the name of it.
That's fair.
So
Can,
you are a hill
can I
person.
finish, Eric? Can I
No.
just get this over the
No.
line? You guys really don't want to talk about this movie. I can tell. What was the thing I was going to say? Oh, okay. So the first two films in this triptych, almost no backstory about the strangers, right? And that's sort of the whole point of the strangers, certainly from like the first film, and then I guess Pray at Night. I've actually never seen Pray at Night.
Oh, you should go back. You'd be thrilled after this.
I'll watch it at some point. I mean, put it on the list. But the whole point is that we don't know any. Like, what makes them scary is that we don't know anything about them really. This film posits, what if we knew everything about them? So we spend basically half the movie getting the backstory to the strangers, including like where Scarecrow and Pinup Girl, I had to remember the names, where Scarecrow and Pinup Girl meet Dollface.
Dollface. I was gonna ask what the third
Yeah.
one was. I forgot. already.
Dollface.
Oh, that whole scene. I'm like, but then I like immediately was like, but wait, which one died in the second movie? Was it? And then I was like,
Pinup
him
Girl.
and the original girl, were they brother and sister? Wasn't that the whole deal in the last one, or did I?
I think they were friends. They were like childhood friends.
Yeah.
That bonded over their homicidal tendencies, as
Yeah, I mean,
one
that's
does.
what we like see in this one at least.
Mm-hmm,
And so then what happens is Scarecrow is he is trying to basically convince Maya that she's the new pinup girl.
Right.
That's like a big chunk. That's like the second act of this film.
It's so and then like you're surprised that she stabbed that other girl when like she was not. There was no okay.
Eric, should we just like do the review first before we like? I feel like you want to unload. Like, we should just do this.
Rachel, what do you
Okay.
think?
I mean, we did it. We made it. We got through all
We've
three
seen
of
all the
strangers.
strangers.
We did it. That was kind of my first initial thought. Was like, good for us. We forged ahead. We have achieved our goal. I mean, I'll admit, like there was a little piece of me that had a little hope going into this. The first movie is very much a setup. It kind of is like a
Rachel,
primer for people. Well, listen. It's a primer for people like me who haven't seen the original films, so you can kind of like get into the vibe and understand the lore of the original Strangers. The second one, we get to see her evolve into kind of a survivor girl. Like it's not nailing it, but she's an enjoyable actor. I enjoy looking at her. She was able to communicate fear. She fought a boar. Like there were things there for me. And
There's a boar in the second one.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
She goes toe to toe with a boar.
Send Help straight stole the boar from chapter 2, huh?
Also, this kind of has the same twist at the end. Like,
Well, little bit. Oh, Sam, come
but
on.
so like both of those films were not great, to be fair, but there was kind of this feeling of, well, the story is not yet complete. Perhaps with the final chapter, it's going to tie it all together. It's all kind of one complete story. Maybe retroactively it's going to like elevate the rest of what has come before it. Sadly, that does not happen. I will say I applaud the filmmaker for trying to do different things with each of them. We have there's, like I said, the first one is kind of like your setup. The second one is about sort of an evolution of like the will to survive. That's kind of great. This one, it seems as though they're shifting away from that narrative into something about grooming and cycles of violence. And I think that the movie is trying to say some things about trauma, manipulations, that life cycle of violence. Unfortunately, it is so underwritten that the themes never really land. There are hints of interesting ideas here, but I think the problem is they load this movie with like a whole bunch of new characters that are so one note and so underwritten that they serve only to be body count. And then when these emotional beats, like the sister, like what happens with the sister happen, it falls totally flat because there's no investment in either our lead character or any of the new characters that they've brought in. There's no humanity in this. There's no real personalities. And we, like, the movie doesn't care about them, so we as an audience don't care about them. There's also a series of these missed opportunities. For example, like we see a wood chipper at one point, and I'm like, here comes Chekhov's wood chipper. Cannot wait to see how this is going to get used.
No, well, they would chip Pinup Girl, don't they?
Well, yes, but didn't you think at some point Scarecrow was going in the wood chipper, or Papa Scarecrow was going in the wood chipper?
Anyone else? Sure,
Anyone else.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a live person was going into the wood chipper, but like many of the other themes and ideas that it presented over the course of the previous films, it just arrives and disappears without any sort of resolution. For instance, I really thought we were heading into cult territory when this first movie came out. There's this whole thing about like the churches,
Like
and
clown in a cornfield style, sort of.
yes,
Yeah.
something along those lines, something conspiratorial that was beyond just like disaffected teenage sociopath. And so in the end, like, I think I can't even really tear the movie apart because I just don't feel that much about it at all, which is a shame. Because conceptually, I think it's very ambitious to make three films all at once to tell this story. But I
The
think
whole
it's just
thing
gonna.
is just a fart in the wind, really.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just gonna. It's not even that it's that bad that I'm angry about it. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna forget. It's gonna be lost to the sands of time before no time. You know.
I'll forget, but then I'll get angry every time someone reminds me about it.
So yeah. It's too bad. It just feels like a missed opportunity, and it's too bad.
Casey,
No, sir, I didn't like it.
when you lost Casey and
Yeah.
Rachel, you lost the plot.
That's pretty bad. Rachel's comments there at the end on how this is gonna, disappear to the sands of time is spot on, and I can tell you that with 100% honesty because as this movie started, I realized I remembered nothing from part 2. Nothing at all. I forgot that Madeline Page was even in this. I don't even remember the first one. I've never been a big Strangers fan, and this did not do anything to make it better. More than anything, while I didn't love the first Strangers, they were early Strangers and whatnot, the things that did make those thrilling and exciting was that we didn't know what was up with the kids that were happening in this. And now they tried to give them a backstory, and it kind of kills any momentum it had, which was not much. But then going through beyond that, for this movie in particular, there's just not a whole lot of thrill at all in this movie for me. It's very one note, it's very slow, and there's really nothing thrilling about it. There's a couple kills there, but they're not exciting. There's a whole buildup about her sister coming to town, and it's just kind of blown off like a fart in the wind, as Eric would like to say. There's no real resolutions going on here, anything like that. John would argue that it's all resolutions, or no, it was revelations. That's a better way to put it. But yeah, and even the cast itself throughout this movie to me seemed like they were bored on screen too. I swear, I like Madeline Page. I liked her in Riverdale. I thought she was good in that, and I know she can emote. She's got one facial expression throughout this entire movie, it seems, and it just makes it plotting and kind of dull. And the story that's going on there, I too was hoping for some kind of cult setup, especially as much as they were leaning on the whole town knowing what's going on in this. But it's really doesn't add anything to the movie. The town does. If this was like a clown in the cornfield situation, it'd be goofy, but at least they took a swing and it would be a little more exciting.
Something.
Yeah, but there's just nothing to sink your teeth into here, and it really feels you could really feel that this was a movie, a big movie. Eric alluded to this in text. This is a big movie. They shot all three at once, and it feels like they shot one big movie and just chopped it up in three parts and hoped for
So
the
I've been
best.
saying that for 3 movies, and if you go look at the Wikipedia, that's actually exactly what they did. Was aim to shoot one long movie and cut it up. And I have a 20-minute rant prepared and why that's stupid. But John,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah. I went into this with pretty low expectations. The buzz had not been positive. I had not seen the second
You
one.
don't say.
It was actually, I was surprised that I enjoyed it less than I was expecting, even with that, in that context. I think Casey's point, it's like, it's boring at a lot of times, even though there's like things happening. You don't ever feel engaged by the film in any kind of way. I was sort of joking earlier that, and I have a lot of thoughts about like this whole idea, like The Strangers as IP, right? Like it's super duper thin, and they didn't really seem to like even have an idea of what they wanted to do with it. Like, because when you step back from this, it's just like a straight up like retelling of The Strangers. But then they have this third film where it unravels all the backstory that was
Would
the
explain
whole
it all.
point. Yeah, that was the
I
whole
mean, and I
point
had to
of
be
what made The
reminded too
Strangers
that
work.
they came up with an explanation for is Tamara home, and I got mad all over again when I remember they did that.
The dumbest thing on the planet. Yes. And they make it a part of this movie like 3 times. And you're like, wait, guys, like,
Is
please let this
Tamara
go.
home? Like,
Yeah.
oh God,
What are we,
Shut
like, are
up.
people going to be like saying that to each other? Like it's a thing? No, they're not.
that famous
I can tell you.
catchphrase.
So yeah, I look, I am super interested in the, like, as we discussed, like the idea of doing this, take The Strangers out of it. The idea of shooting a trilogy at one time, I actually think is like interesting. This is now more me with like my business hat on maybe, but like it's hard because you have to have the development, like the scripts like have to be so freaking tight and good, and it's so risky because if you start to go astray in the first or even in the second one,
screwed.
you're already pot committed to the
Yeah.
third.
And you can't
This is
treat
the business. This is
the
the
three
business
movies
I
like
want
the
from.
3 acts
No,
of one long
well,
movie.
Totally, because they have to work as standalone
Yes.
pieces
Right.
of
Yes.
media. And
The
they just
reason is because when you watch a movie, you need some kind of arc, setup, arc, finale, resolution. Like there's got to be something to leave you feeling satisfied. And they literally just shot a 5 or 6 hour movie and cut it into 3 pieces. That's all they did. Like, and you can go. This is gonna sound. This is an Eric leap, but like. I've been every time we watch these, I think about the Matrix sequels, and like, listen, they weren't universally celebrated when they came out, but you look back in them, and you look at like Reloaded in particular, and you can tell that 2 and 3 were written as one movie, but they do make a pretty concerted effort to write finales and resolutions and set, like there is an effort to make them their own films in some way, and that's because you have to, even if you're going to release them a couple months apart.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. I know we've talked about it in a bunch
That
of different
last one was
episodes.
a 90-minute chase scene. That's not fun.
The one that I always think about in this vein is the Fear Street, the original 3 that they did on Netflix, which is like the good version of doing this. Again, I can't
Yeah.
remember if they shot those completely back to back. Those films are like wildly different from each other.
They're
which is
different, yeah.
sort of what makes them work. But if they had developed them together and they sort of had done this plan of like releasing them on Netflix, sort of in this way that almost makes it more like a television show, this is like the worst version of that. I don't know. It just, yeah, like it's upsetting. It's
It-
sad.
This movie is like stupendously bad. And I actually do understand what you're saying, Rachel. Like, there's one more shot. Maybe maybe in the last minute, the last
Maybe.
inning here, we're gonna Hail Mary and bring it home. But the fact that there is no town conspiracy is ridiculous. Again, I think John, you said over text. I was saying like the last movie was all chasing, no revelation, and you said this was 75% revelations. It really is just kind of
Constant.
like, but also it doesn't make any goddamn. It's really hard to follow. Understanding who is who behind the masks, like the fact that I got to look at a backstory of how they found the third one. It's
Who
so
is the sister?
aggressively dumb.
Is the sister in the previous one? I don't.
No,
she's
no,
not in the
she's
first one.
like coming and sending. She sends the ambulance.
Yeah, and so this random group of people that show up that you spend a bunch of time with this movie, you're just like, they are such a random cast of like extras.
This is a serious question. Who is the black guy who's driving the car?
That's what I'm saying. It's just
That's a
random people that
great
show up
question.
with the sister.
Assuming that he's somebody they've hired to bring with them, like a private. I mean,
or like
gonna say, he's like a
friends, I
private
guess?
detective or something.
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I mean,
He's
that
in
was
the
my
front seat and
feeling.
no one else. The other two are in the back. That's what like made it awkward. I'm like, wait, why is he driving?
maybe
in
he's just a really involved Uber driver.
with a gun.
he got invested on the way out there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that happening to me if I.
It was so weird, and you don't even get an explanation for what the hell that guy's doing.
I mean, part of the problem is we don't know anything about these characters, and there is no character depth, like I said, so you can't invest in them. But also, when they show up, they're dispatched so quickly and so anticlimactically that it feels like a double wasting of time with them. Because
The
he
whole
just gets
scene
shot.
in the
and,
diner
like, it just-
too. There's
Yeah.
like 25 people in that scene. What is the point? Like, what is it? Just like what?
So
was
okay, so
happening?
I have several questions. So
Yeah.
one of them is the scene where at some point he tries to get the girl, the victim from the original film, the guy, he tries to get her to become the third, and he tries to, like, he wants to put the mask on her, and
He
I started-
tattoos her too when after they like knock her out.
I started thinking about the Poughkeepsie tapes, and here's why. Because that's like a film about what do they call it when you're like a victim, but eventually you just get brainwashed?
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm.
That's a film
Yeah.
about Stockholm syndrome, because at the end she returns to him, right? Isn't that what happens at the end of that movie? Like her family rescues her,
Maybe.
and then there's like a car, then like she goes back or something like that, and. In this movie, all he tries to, he puts a tattoo on her when she's passed out. He tries to like smush the mask on her face, and then immediately they take her out into murder, and he thinks and hands her a weapon. What do you think is going to happen? Like, she's not convinced, bro. Like, and then she immediately he just turns and murders his accomplice, who he's been doing this with for like 15 years or something. And I'm like, yeah, what did you think she was going to do? Like, you gave your victim a weapon. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And so, and that whole sequence is like a significant portion of the movie.
Yeah.
And the other thing I had, so like after that, then when we go, this is towards the end, and we end up in this like shelter. She kills the cop dad, and then what did you call him, John? Scarecrow? I always just want to call him like Sackhead. He comes out,
Sack face.
Sackface, and I think that's what they called him in the originals. He comes out and he takes his mask off. She tells him to take the mask off, and he does. And it's that guy that we keep seeing throughout it's the only guy we see all these movies.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be a surprise, or we knew who he was, right? Or is that supposed to
No.
be a moment?
It's supposed to be a moment where, because the movie opens.
Who else would
with-
it be? He's the only other dude in the movie.
It's a parallel to the first part of the movie where talking together in the church, and he's like, no masks here. He's like, unmask himself, and he's like, go ahead and leave. We've both taken someone from each other, essentially. So at the end, it's supposed to be a moment where like she says, take your mask off, and like they're having like a
Right, but like
moment.
there's no one else in the film that it could
I don't think it's meant to be a reveal. I think it's
That's
about...
what I'm asking.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no,
No,
no.
That's what
she
I'm
knew
asking.
who it was.
Yeah, no. I mean, because he revealed himself to her when he came in and had that shot of bullet with her. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
The only way out is a bullet.
The best bourbon in Oregon. Yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, this film made me appreciate the killer reveal in Scream 7 or 8 or whatever the hell movie I
Wow,
watched.
that is a strong.
And I don't think that means it's
statement.
good. I'm just saying that's how bad this is.
Would this movie be better if, like the Poughkeepsie tapes, it had lunars? Is that what this is missing?
John, to your point, like, and I think I ranted about this when we did the second one, but it's just
I wasn't there, so please.
the fact
lay it on.
that we have picked up Strangers' IP to me is just evidence of how like bereft of any originality or creativity we are in the pop culture space right now. The fact that a company was like, and then like, of course, what do you do with this? Like, it's a one-off slasher with no backstory, and in some ways, I get from like a money guy's perspective. That's all opportunity.
Yeah,
Maybe we just
don't
make a
be
bunch of bullshit
slandering the
up.
money guys, Eric.
I will slander all I want, but my point being, like, it's just so crass and bad, and of course it turned out this way. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, at least in a superhero movie, there is some. You can argue that there's some value in seeing origin stories or side stories or prequels or whatever. Like, it's so clearly like anathema to what The Strangers is, that the fact that it was even thought of as a good idea
Yeah.
to build a
I actually
backstory is insane.
I was confused because I had thought that this triptych was like a prequel to the canonical Strangers, the Liv Tyler one.
I think it's really its own timeline.
Well, clear. I mean,
Yeah.
spoiler. We can't have the original Strangers after this film has ended.
No, but you could argue, I suppose, I refuse to do
happens
this, but you
some
could
other
argue that Liv Tyler and that guy, werewolf guy, what's his name? That they were just victims along the way somewhere before this film, right? Couldn't you argue that?
Yeah, totally. That it could have happened, whatever, at some other time. The
But
thing, though,
they don't make that connection directly.
No,
in
well,
any of these
and
movies.
this film and all the backstory that we do get, well, certainly it never connects to the Liv Tyler. They also sort of like set up behaviors for these killers that I guess are sort of, I mean, there's the Tamara thing, which is like the only fucking thing anyone's going to remember, I think, about these movies at this point. But
Dude, I can't believe you weren't there for episode 2. I went on an epic rant about is Tamara home? The fact that they retconned that to give it a reason.
I mean, where I was going is like they've now given them they've explained these killers a lot more. And if I were to go back and rewatch the first one, does it all hang together, or have we now sort of? I guess it sounds like who gives a shit might be the right answer to my whole point here. But
You should go watch it again.
no, Eric. Part of the thing you were saying though, that because I do think about this a lot, with this, bereft of ideas and people only wanting to support.
Well, it's not that there
IP
aren't
plays.
ideas. It's that people aren't willing to support the original stuff. They just want this shit.
So sorry, where I was going there is like, if you look at the last 18 months in horror and in the theater as well, right? Like, because like the Oscars right now is going to have this big, like, like all the pretty well performing original films that are being, celebrated this year, including Weapons.
The Ugly Stepsister.
Rachel, you could just say it.
I said, and the Ugly Stepsister.
Yeah, no, there you go. But like, I guess where I was going is like they started making and releasing these films before that sort of like new energy.
Maybe there's a
had come
bit of a
back in.
tide change, you're saying.
Yeah, and like again, the risk of making and releasing 3 films over this time period is like the whims have somewhat evolved, and now you have to like recalibrate. I mean, I was looking. So the first film did like 35 million at the U.S. box office. The second one did like, I think it was like 18, and then this one, or sorry, it did 35, then 15, then 8. So it basically gets cut in half as we go along. Maybe that's like the positive reinforcement that the Lionsgates of the world need to like back.
Is this Lionsgate?
Yeah, it's Lionsgate.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Well, I think they own the original. That's
Yeah.
I assume they.
No, I just mean maybe this is the old school horror fan in me, but I feel like I still associate Lionsgate with stuff I love. Like Lionsgate put Cabin Fever out.
Yeah,
John.
they did a lot of the Saw. I think all the Saw films, right? Isn't that them?
I think so.
It's bad.
Yeah, it is.
Big bad.
Oh, so the I said I wanted to talk about someone's appearance. Gabriel Basso, aka Sackface. Do you know which famous political character he has played on screen?
Oh, interesting.
Wow. Can I
Famous
get
political,
like?
real life.
Can I get a time
politician.
period?
Is he living or dead?
If I tell you anything, you should be able to get it.
Living
He's
or dead?
Very much living.
Oh,
I mean, Gabriel Basso's whatever. He was born in the 90s, so he's 30
he's got
something.
a JD Vance kind of vibe.
Bing, 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 bing. He was JD Vance in Hillbilly Elegy.
Boo.
Wow.
Boo. Thumbs down.
Yeah.
I like him better than this.
Guys, Ron Howard's Hillbilly Elegy. Let's, So.
Do you think nowadays he's like, yeesh? Like,
I don't
talk about that
know.
one.
He
I
might be
hope
cool with
so.
it. He might. Do you mean Ron Howard or Gabriel Basso?
Everyone involved.
Por que no los dos?
Basso was also in Super 8, apparently. I guess he was like one of the teens.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, as like a kid, that was about.
He would have been
probably
like
10 years ago
17,
now.
it looks like, give or take on
Yeah.
that.
I think the like theme of this movie is if people are creepy, then they are creeps. Like judge a book by its cover, because everybody who twirled a mustache in this turned out to be the villains. Like there is
Well,
not a single red herring in this
No,
in any of these
100%.
movies.
The Richard Brake, the police officer, it's just like.
I really
so
love
obvious.
Richard Brake too. I'm
No,
not like
100%.
he's
Yeah.
totally underutilized here.
Oh yeah. How do you not have him be a maniac?
Yeah. Well, and then they try that. One of my least favorite scenes in this whole movie is when she goes into the basement with the gun or into the like whatever crawly hole, and Richard Brake is like sitting down there listening to like Christian radio. It's like, you've told us virtually nothing about this character. At no point did I associate him with like some crazy Christian whatever. Why is he sitting in this space drinking and like listening to weird Christian radio? It just like doesn't. None of it felt.
It's hill people
Conceived
stuff,
in any
John.
way.
It's hill people
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, that's
You know,
that
it's
was
funny because
big
my thought
problem.
was like, man, imagine being a teenager and finding that in the woods. It'd be so fucking cool. You could do
That
such cool
hole?
stuff down there. Yeah.
That was my big problem with this, because especially
Smoke
if you
cigarettes
look
and
at
stuff.
it as in the whole as the triptych.
Imagine
The-
ripping
it-
a cig in there, Rachel. Come on.
I mean,
Let
what do you
Casey
think I'm
go,
thinking about
please.
right now?
Eric can't get over the ripping sticks in the hole.
Oh man.
We good?
Casey, yes, please.
Okay. The one interesting part of this movie is when we got those flashbacks to Scarecrow's trial when he was a kid, and and they de-aged Richard Brake. Now, I'm not saying it was the good part.
The de
I'm
aging was
saying-
shockingly good.
I'm saying it was interesting.
did look
So if you're
young.
going to make this as a triptych and retell this story, and you're going to give us an origin story, why not give us the adventures of the kids when they're going around killing people when they're younger? Do it. Give us a movie of that to set this up and set up Richard Brake as this crazy Christian guy
there's also
and
Do you
stuff
think
like
he
that.
it's like
But
in
there's
his
so many-
writer that he has to be in a hidey hole at some point? Like he
Maybe.
must be killed in a hidey hole.
There's so many plot lines. Like you almost wonder if they envisioned this as a series, as a limited
like a
series
TV,
at some
yeah.
point.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because if you give all those plot points a little more room to breathe, like I still think it's dumb, but maybe it makes more sense narratively than these movies do.
I mean,
Here's-
if we could just develop a single character, that would be great. It's just wild that it's 3 movies and just like not enough plot or story to support even a one.
I felt like, so my counterpoint to if they expand, I feel like they shot the entire movie on like one strip of backcountry road. Did you all notice this? There's like a bunch of scenes of like truck drives this way, truck drive. It felt like they just turned the camera and they were like, well, people won't notice. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, And
There's like 3 car accidents too. Like,
yeah,
They showed that mailbox for the church like 4 different angles.
it's.
I think you're onto something, my friend.
I was blown away. What was the other?
Yeah,
thing
it's
I
like
was
the
gonna
one
say?
stretch of road in the diner. And the
Yeah, basically.
hidey hole.
Was the hidey hole in the second one? I don't remember that.
No, the hidey hole was, they
don't
saved
believe
that
so.
one for the third. That and the wood chipper and well, was the motel in any of the other ones? I can't remember.
Well, because the motel's only in the flashbacks. That was like their original killing.
Well, the
ground,
motel
no?
shows up for her, like when they're trying to groom her. They go to the hotel.
Oh, sorry.
motel.
Yeah, that's in. You're right. That was in present day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I don't-
that was one of those moments where there's like a glimmer of something, like at least visually interesting, with her kind of in the mask, and you can see her eyes darting around behind it, and it prevents you from having any understanding of what's happening with her internally in a way that creates like a modicum of suspense. There's moments throughout the films like that, and that makes me sad because I want to root for this movie, and when it grabs me for like a second and then immediately squanders it, it's disappointing because I'm like, you almost had me.
Yeah.
there
Listen, I
was
gotta
one
find some nice
scene-
things to say about this.
I was going to say, you're trying really hard. There was one scene where, because I actually think the kills in this are like not for horror people like us.
Didn't do much
These
for me.
kills are like the most
Uninspired.
nothing burger kills I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah.
like there was at least one and maybe 2 different kills. He's like whacking at these people with this axe, like super aggressively.
It didn't look right. It looked
There's
odd.
no blood. There's
Yeah.
just like, where's the
Also,
blood?
the bodies do not look cut up at all.
Yeah.
No, it was
he's
odd. The
going
effects were
to
odd.
town with that axe.
Yeah.
So it was at one point, I felt like there was a shot. I think it's during one of the flashbacks where it's like he's a kid and he's like whacking at someone with the axe. And then they show the axe and it's just like clean. And I'm just like, this is like a, continuity issue or something.
Well,
I don't know.
that was the point I was making about my comment about the sister. They're setting up for 2 movies now that the sister is coming. The sister finally gets here and she's running around. I'm going to solve everything. And the most anticlimactic kill of the entire movie, he just drags her out and stabs her in the stomach and she drops. There's no fight. There's no fight from her sister trying to get out of the truck to save her. She just sits there and watches.
Single tear.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that was the other thing that kind of drove me crazy, is that the end of the previous film really set it up like we were going to get this big showdown between her and the Scarecrow, right? Like, we had this moment where we see the girl unmasked and he seems upset, and I'm like, okay, this is where this energy is going. And instead it goes in this completely different direction. It like squanders the little bit of like rivalry tension that you kind of feel like it has at the end of that second film. They're just wild, bizarre choices being made.
Can I say the one, what I thought was going to be like the crazy, I would even say brave choice they were going to make was that they were going to end the movie with her like just hugging him. And that was going to be like fade to black.
I thought they
I
were
thought
going to
so
do it.
too.
I thought they were
Sure.
going to do it, John.
Yeah. No, I mean, totally.
I was like, what the
wow.
hell's happening?
I was like, wow, they're doing it. Cool.
I was like, all right. This is
Yeah,
going
no, I
somewhere.
mean, so
All right. I can't talk about this movie anymore. Would you recommend this, Rachel,
No, I'm sorry.
Casey,
No.
Jonathan?
mm-mm.
Did we get 4 thumbs down 2 weeks in a row? That might be a,
Yeah, it's a
new
wild
record.
one.
All right, y'all. That's a hell no from the BGH crew. Let's take a quick break and do some fan mail.
Send feedback to info@bloodygoodhorror.com or on Twitter using hashtag AskBGH. Join Patreon to get back episodes and much more. Patreon.com/bloodygoodhorror.
Info@bloodygoodhorror.com. Don't forget, you can get a live streaming version of this show at patreon.com/bloodygoodhorror. We go live to YouTube weekly. You can comment, hang out with us. Thanks to everybody hanging out tonight. First up, Levi says, John is so handsome.
Knows
It's
how,
been said.
Yeah. Knows how to get to a
Then he
man's heart.
says, Eric is more handsome. So
Oh,
he
well,
knows where his
all
bread
right.
is buttered.
Settle.
And Casey is most handsome. Come on,
And then-
Levi.
Rachel is my crush. Shh, don't tell her.
Aw, right back at you, my friend.
Liz says, I gotta know why not The Bride. Don't know if it was mentioned last episode. We are gonna do The Bride. I would really want to see it. I think it's worth talking about at least. I don't think anyone here liked it and they don't want to talk about it, but I'm gonna make them do it because I'm curious. So
We did no, but the reason we just couldn't get to the theater, it was a getting
it's-
to the theater issue.
it was a scheduling thing. It wasn't. I had wanted us to cover it last week. Yeah.
It's not a statement.
Let's see. Katie says, already getting the gems with Crapter 3. And finally, Samantha Christ. At least he didn't play the couch.
Gabriel Basso. He's the night agent. I haven't watched it, but I think that show
Who's the night
does pretty
agent?
well. That's Gabriel Basso. It's
The
like
same
a
guy?
Netflix like action
Couch fucker.
joint.
Casey, what do we got on Threads? With no email today.
We've got one thread out there from our friend Levi, Well-Adjusted Podcast on Threads. Is Halloween Ends a better Chapter 3? And what's the best fifth film in a series?
God, is Halloween... God, that's so good. Is Halloween Ends better than this?
Yeah, no, 100%. And like
Yeah,
I
it
detested
is.
Halloween Ends. So
It is. That's upsetting to have to
Yeah.
say out loud. Yeah.
Is the marked one the fifth in the Paranormal Activity?
I
I think
it
that
was
was better than both of the other ones.
Well, he asked what the best one was.
the best
yeah.
fifth in a series.
Yeah. So
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird
listen,
to even,
I'll-
like, consider this a fifth. I understand.
No,
it's
I
the
don't either.
fifth.
But I would use this opportunity to promote Strangers Pray at Night, which I think only now looks infinitely better with these 3 movies coming out.
Yeah. The 3 movies did roughly the same amount of box office as the first movie did by itself.
Interesting. Yeah, that tracks. All right. My turn. Casey, you done?
Yes, I am done. That's it.
Let's see what we begotten. Couple. Oh, wait. No, that was 6 days ago. Stand by. 4 questions tonight. Straight chillin'. Why do you do this to yourself? You deserve better. I mean, it's true. I do. This is at this point, I think, just a victim of my completionist streak.
yeah.
Like, how do you do 2 of these and not see it home?
the
you know?
the cost is sunk, and we
The
don't do it for
fallacy
us.
is
We do it for you.
costing.
So you're welcome.
Exactly. Yeah, and also I sense this is when people don't want to see, and so maybe they'll just listen to the show.
I hope.
Here's a question for Businessman John from Mead Third. Why was it even made?
Well, they made them all at once. So this is, as discussed, you
Fair.
sort of. I guess the debate would have been, do you not put it out theatrically at this point? Because there's a lot of cost to putting something in the theater, but
Brian Wolford, does this really add anything to the Stranger's mythology that the original 2 didn't? I mean, Brian,
it
depends.
adds things.
Yeah, Brian, it depends on what you're talking about. Are you talking about in a
We have
qualitative
more
way?
information.
The answer is of course not. But yes, right. It definitely added more lines of things to remember. When I was a kid, John, I took Friday the 13th mythology very serious, which is really funny because
when you were a kid, Eric, come on.
I do now, but I'm saying this has been since I've been a kid.
Sure.
But my point being that what's funny about it is they didn't give a shit. They were just they were just making new shit up every movie and with no continuity whatsoever. And I was just over here like Charlie Day with my whiteboard, trying to keep track of it all.
Yeah. No, I think that's how a lot of people got, experience those films. Shit, you reminded me there's a newsletter that I've been reading that I've quite been enjoying, and they recently covered Friday the 13th.
A newsletter, huh?
Yeah, it's like, it's like one of these here. It is called Tales from the Tape. It's a gentleman named Brandon Ray, and he does VHS reviews. But
Oh,
a lot of them are just like, he's just like talking about fun VHS covers. I like it because like he has a very nice collection, and he's like showing.
Do you learn
pictures.
things from these?
Oh, dude, 100%.
Can you
I mean,
forward one to me?
Yeah. I'll forward you guys this one from this week.
Do it right now.
He took part in the Friday the 13th. I guess there was like a bunch of these news. It's like old school blogging. Like a bunch of the newsletter writers like got together and did like we're all gonna support each other.
I've been trying to
type
get
thing.
off of the gram, John. I've been thinking about
Oh,
like a return to like RSS feeds or something. So
Sure.
shoot me that old school newsletter. Let's
As,
give me the,
you know,
me all
I'm
the
a
zines.
gentleman. You know, I'm a gentleman who's left the social medias behind. So
yeah, I'm thinking
I'll
about it.
send it. I'm sending this to all you guys right now.
Last question of the evening. Schnecky91, what's your favorite game to play on your phone? I do not play a single phone game, but I know John is a big phone gamer.
I play nothing but phone games because I don't have social media. So like, what am I doing when I'm looking at my phone?
All I'm playing these days is Fortnite on the Switch.
Eric, what?
I've returned.
You're
It's so good, John. It's incredible.
So I have Apple Arcade, which is nice because like then I can play the games I want, and my kids play a bunch of games there, and they're all free and they're ad free, which is like my big thing. I refuse.
Oh, so how do you get into that though? You pay?
Yeah, it's
Subscription?
like I think it's like it might be like $70 a year actually.
Because my kids are on those games with the ads, and the ads are the worst.
No, yeah, dude. I basically said to them like no freemium games. Like you're either playing an Apple Arcade game or like do something
Nice.
else. It's like $70 for the year, which is like what you pay for one game on Switch, right? Or like a Class A
Yeah,
title.
that's fair. And then you can play whatever.
And they have every month they add new games, and they have like they actually have been adding like a lot of big indie games. So like Slay the Spire's on there, Balattra's on there. Those are the two I probably play the most.
Interesting.
There's a game called Outlanders that I love. There's an Outlanders 1 and 2 that are both really good. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. There's a bunch. There's Cards of Darkness. There's like I don't know. I could look.
Are
at
there
my
like
phone,
phone games though? Because that's what my
Oh,
kids
yeah.
want to play, like matching
Dude,
yeah.
games and like drawing
100%.
games and shit.
Yeah, probably games they're playing right now. The actual version.
That's a
is
good
on
call.
the Apple
I think I maybe
Arcade.
need to just do that. Yeah.
Well, and what's nice, Eric, you can get it and you can share it with up to 4 accounts, like as a family.
Okay.
So like,
Because that's how I have it set up. Yeah.
yeah, and then like, oh, Monster Train. Now I'm just looking at the games, dude. The other thing, I can't remember if you pay for Netflix or not, but
Yeah.
Netflix has like a ton of games.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
Into the Breach is on Netflix.
I'm sold.
Chef's
Oh,
kiss.
that game's cool, but I had to stop playing it because it made me feel stupid after I got too deep. Like, I got
I
a
love
little
that game.
ways in. and
It's
I was like,
hard.
no.
It's a hard game.
I got a little ways in. and was like, I'm not smart enough for this game.
Dead Cells is on.
Dead Cells?
Oh, that's a
Apple
good
Arcade,
game.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't like roguelikes though. There's not enough feeling of achievement for me. I don't like just like grinding loops.
In any event, Apple Arcade. They're not paying me to say
That's
this,
a good idea. John, I did want to talk about, there was a big story this week. Out of nowhere, last week, they just announced the day of, on Friday, that it was the last episode of The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob on Shudder. And, it was like, they did a little finale. I don't know if you watched it, John. The movie selections were really good. But they did a little finale where they showed some clips, like, scattered throughout it, some of their like bit better moments throughout the last like 7 years. I think this is 7 years. It's interesting. A lot has kind of come out since then. I guess Shudder. Joe, there was a Variety article today. Did you read that?
No, you guys
So
gotta send me these things.
Joe Bob said he doesn't know why they canceled him. They didn't give him any notice, but that the guy who originally hired him was retired. Like he was running AMC or Shudder or something. Now that guy's gone, and as we know, there's been some kind of shuffling in the business side of like AMC and stuff. But
Yeah. Well, they're always they're not,
interesting
like,
decision,
thriving,
I
so.
guess. But apparently, what they're saying is they're contracted through January 1st. They were already talking to a company about taking it on, but since the news broke, they've had like 3 or 4 other companies reach out to them. So it sounds like they're in a pretty good place to just launch something new next year. But everybody's pretty bummed and mad at Shutter. I got a Shutter ad in my Instagram the next day, and I went to the comments, and every single one was like flaming pikes.
Oh,
were
well, you know
coming
what
for Shudder.
honked me off is I got a Facebook ad the next day on like Monday, and it was from Shutter, and they were selling Joe Bob merch.
That's what I saw. I saw the same
Yeah.
thing on Instagram. I went to Shutter and talked to a customer service agent and told them to please tell Shutter how stupid they are, and I hate them.
I mean, look, I don't know anything about what's going on over there. It's weird, and you have to assume in these situations.
I will tell you
assumption-
this: it is literally the only thing I watch on Shutter because I
Well,
can get
and-
all that somewhere else.
But my assumption when things like this happen, because these whatever, it's typically like a contract ended, or like they could not agree on a new contract, and or like it was important to a small group of people on Shutter, but like they're not dummies. Like if this thing was like doing gangbusters, they would have figured out how to like keep it going. So I always default to like, while there's a lot of people who love it, it was not sustainable for Shutter itself. And or maybe they're just trying to go in a different direction. Again, whether or not that's a good idea, I'm not making a judgment call. I do think someone like Joe Bob, like he could just go set this up on YouTube. I guess the hard part is like, is he going
It's
to be
the
able to clear
movie.
rights?
It's the movie part. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he going to be able to clear rights? He might just have
Well,
to
and
like.
that's where I'm like, how much could it possibly cost to shoot? Like, you get them together for a couple weeks, you shoot a whole season. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
the production isn't that crazy.
during that
But a good
last
example-
episode,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say during that last episode on Slack, a lot of our Slack members were talking about the some of the original Last Drive-In people from when it first started, and they brought him on board, are doing Up All Night with Rhonda Shear on YouTube already. So I mean, the avenue's there.
No, well, I was actually going to ask Casey because I know you like follow this more. Like, the other
Does
thing
she
that's
show
always-
the movies though?
Yeah, I think so, but they're censored. They said I haven't watched it myself, but they
Oh,
were saying in
that's a
the
bummer.
Slack chat that they are censored movies.
the thing that this made me think of was like Mystery Science Theater 3000, which is
Yeah.
another one of these like beloved franchises. But at the end of the day, like it's never thrived in a sort of like traditional media environment, and so it's like if anything, it's like done better
Yeah,
for the
well,
creators probably. As
Yeah,
it's
but
been
Shutter's
more-
not a
It's still
traditional
alive.
media environment.
It's
Well, I
AMC.
mean-
I mean, AMC Networks
Yeah.
is like still basically a collection of cable channels. You know?
MST3K was on Comedy Central for a long time, too.
Yeah.
For there in the middle. But see, they're in a weird place, too, because Joel sold off MST3K to Shout Factory, which now owns it. They have a big YouTube presence. And now they're doing the big thing right now. They did some fundraising, and they're bringing Mike Nelson and the original TV's Frank and Dr. Forrester and stuff who had left to do riff tracks, and they're bringing them back on to do MST3K riff track experiments,
Yeah.
like 4 episodes. But previous to that, MST3K tried to start their own streaming service, the Gizmoplex, and they did fundraising for that. It was all crowdsourced, and it was up for about 2 years, but that's all gone now already after they did the new episodes.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, and like
It's
Joe
interesting.
Bob could be fine. We'll see.
It bums me out, but curious to see where it lands.
I'm gonna
Seems
read
like
this
they,
variety.
seems like they
article.
have
I didn't know
interest. So
Yeah, they're gonna find a new home. I think there's also a few more specials left. Maybe
there's 4 this year.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
I was
I,
thinking,
just,
like,
I
there's
live in fear
probably
that
a-
Shutter's gonna go away. Like I love Shutter so much. It's one of
You
the.
think it's going?
I worry that it's going. I mean,
think
I feel
it's-
like Dragula's kind of keeping it afloat. But it's also the place that distributes the most woman-directed horror out of all of the platforms, like by far,
Well,
far.
Yeah, because they distribute just like the there's just tons of stuff that doesn't have another home without Shutter, or like Shutter is the best place for a lot of things.
Right.
Um,
So
I think. Look, I don't know anything.
Can't you call Mr. Shutter, John? Get this taken care of.
Yeah.
Potentially,
isn't he
but
at your gentleman's club?
My-
Would you like
my
wear
point-
smoking
Over a snifter
jackets
of
together,
brandy.
I think
rub them together?
Everything I know is that Shutter is like, if anything, the only part of the streaming components of AMC that really is sort of like standing on its own. It's why they were using it to try to boost AMC Plus for a while.
Interesting.
The main risk to Shudder is if the full AMC, was to transact, like all this stuff that's happening with
Sell
Warner
the
Brothers
a whole
and
other
Paramount.
company.
Yeah, well, because they've been basically, my understanding is it's more or less been, they've been open to selling it for a long time, and it just, it's hard.
Who's
for
been
these,
open to selling what?
the AMC, like all these companies that were basically collections of cable channels, which were super duper profitable in like the late '90s into the early 2000s, are just like not. It's why NBC Universal is like created Versant and like hived off all the cable channels, and they now live in a separate company. The same thing's probably going to have to happen with the Warner. It's what Warner Brothers was going to do before Paramount bought the whole thing. They were turning the cable channels into a separate company. And the problem with AMC is it's basically just that separate company that's just the cable channels. So it's a tough road to hoe for them right now in the parent company. But again, everything I know about Shudder is they're fine, or they're successful. They just did a whole actual like rebuild of the app, which has been very sorely needed for a while. So I was pleased to see
I was going to
that.
mention that.
I've
It
seen
was
people
nice.
complaining about it, but I think they're all salty from the Joe Bob thing, so it's hard to feel.
I
Like
should
I
say
said, I
have not-
literally only use it for Joe Bob. So
Yeah, I haven't gone into the new version of the app. I just got the email that they were updating.
It's nice looking so far. I haven't got to play with it as much yet, but the part of the problem too is most people didn't realize there was a new app until that last Joe Bob started, and then they had technical issues.
Oh, and then you had to like update your app.
Yeah.
That's there you go. So I don't know. I'll be very curious. Because look, I think this is the challenge with a lot of creators. It's like the best path is a direct to audience path. It's why Substack has gotten so big. It's why like many journalists are leaving their journalism homes and going to start Substack. So
Is that whole shunting the cable channels off to their own thing? Is that's what's caused all the changes back and forth with HBO Max and that with the name changes? And I know they added Discovery into HBO.
yeah, well, those have been like major, biz swings and so forth. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Same concept though.
yeah. I mean, in a
Trying to
bigger-
consolidate things down.
Yeah, and then probably just crushing a lot of jobs. A
Yeah.
lot of jobs.
Sadly.
So on that high note, Undertone.
love it. Yeah, next week Undertone from A24. Another podcasting horror movie, John. I'm pretty excited though.
It's it's been a minute. Let's go.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Looks cool. I think I'm gonna go to the theater on Friday night, John, with the kids.
With your kids to
No.
Undertone?
The kids.
The kids. Yes. I'm going on Saturday night. I already bought my ticket. Very excited.
Love it. All right, guys. That's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll talk to you next week.
See you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.